evening and welcome to the news at 7:30. Making the headlines tonight, Governor Obiano reassures on conducive business environment to accelerate industrial development. FRSC to intensify road safety education in schools. Troops foil suicide bomb attack in Anambra State, and on the foreign scene, Russia warns Ukraine over declaration of martial law. My name is Chidimma Oranwa, and now the detail of the news. Governor Willie Obiano has reassured of enhancing the business environment of the state. He said this during a tour of the Innocent Vehicle Manufacturing Company in Nnewi, in company of members of the National Defense College, Abuja. Government House correspondent Ejika Bana has reports.
To the governor, a lot of military activities is ongoing in the state because of Innocent Company, which produces some of the military equipment being used in the north and assured of increased support from the state government. Governor Obiano revealed that Innocent Company intends to phase out fairly used vehicles in the country, otherwise known as Tokumbo, by manufacturing cheapest vehicles starting from February next year, and commended it for contributing to the gross domestic product of the state in particular and the country in general.
See that most of the industries in Nigeria here are located here, and they also do exports from here. Like I believe most of you from outside Nigeria, when you go back, you'll be able to say that instead of buying from India, Tata or whatever, you just come to Innocent and you get those things. And it will also help us in our foreign exchange arrangements and help us to cement the bond and the relationship we have as Africans.
The Secretary, National Defense College, Abuja, Air Vice Marshal Dahiru Sanders, said that the visit was part of their course of training strategic leaders, emphasizing that they visit people and establishments who have the capacity of growing the economy.
And we've been using the vehicle and they are very good. As you can see, the vehicle that brought us to this state is made by Innocent Motors. And we have the intention of making sure that all the vehicles that will be used by the armed forces will be from their company in order to assist.
The chairman, Innocent Vehicle Manufacturing Company, Chief Innocent Chukwuma, said that he intends to open workshops all over the country and conducting relevant trainings in the process.
Members of Defense College, I'm so happy that you are here today. I promise you that all of us will move Nigeria forward.
Governor Obiano had earlier received high-ranking senior officers of the Nigeria Air Force, led by Air Officer Commanding Ground Training Command, Southeast, Air Vice Marshal Idi Amin, at the Governor's Lodge, Amon. The National Defense College is on a strategic tour of some establishments across the country, including Anambra State. Ejika Abana, ABS News.
Governor Willie Obiano says his administration will commence the third round of the 20 million naira Community Choose Your Project initiative by early next year. He disclosed this during the inauguration of an ultra-modern town hall collectively constructed by the people of Unri in Anocha local government area. Correspondent Emmanuel Konko was there and now reports.
Governor Obiano maintained that his administration will continue to develop all parts of the state through the 20 million naira Community Choose Your Project initiative, commending the President General and the people of Nri for the initiative. Governor Obiano, represented by his deputy, Dr. Nkemo Okeke, stressed the need for the communities and individuals to always assist government in development.
The government cannot do everything. This administration of Abokwe has a 20 million naira community project. But the government cannot do everything. That's where citizens, the stakeholders, members of the community, will look at something.
Earlier, the President General of the town, Chief Kelvin Obiebunam, said the town hall was built with the aim of strengthening the bond of unity amongst the people of the area, in addition to complementing the efforts of the present administration in developing the state, calling on the state government to assist them with good road network and construction of the proposed civic center.
The stakeholders of this community. The first thing I get
In a remark, the member representing Njikoka Constituency 1 in the State House of Assembly, Dr. Timothy Ifedi-Oramma, commended the team spirit of the people of Nri in executing the project, calling on other communities in the state to emulate them. Some members of the community, including the Special Assistant to the Governor on Political Matters, Sir Anthony Ugoji, Chief Patrick Egolum, Chief Augustine Anike, and Mr. Kelvin Akonne, expressed the hope that the town hall will bind them together in love. The inauguration of the project, named Unity Hall, aimed at igniting the spirit of oneness among the people of Nri, was fully attended by people from the 6 villages that make up the town, namely Iruofolo, Diodo, Abadana, Obago, Uruoji, and Ekwananyika from Nri in Anocha Council area. I am Emmanuel Okonkwo, reporting for ABS News.
Maris Brothers Secondary School in Teja has emerged winner of the Federal Road Safety Corps 2018 Secondary School Final Quiz Competition in the state. The grand finale held at the Corps State Headquarters, Oka, featured 15 schools that emerged from the preliminary rounds conducted by the commands of the Corps at the local government area. Paul Ezeoke now reports.
Community Secondary School Oko and Comprehensive Secondary School Northia took the 2nd and 3rd positions, respectively. The State Sector Commander of the Corps, Mr. Sondajai, said Maris Brothers Secondary School in Teje will now represent the state at the zonal competition next year to be hosted by the state, which will involve Anambra, Delta, and Edo states. Mr. Jai explained that the quiz competition was part of initiatives of the Corps to effectively engage the stakeholders in its activities and was designed to promote road safety education in schools by engaging students in road safety matters to inculcate spirits and ideals of road safety early in their lives. He added that it will also grow a new generation of people who believe and appreciate the importance of road safety on the highway.
We started this early in the year. This is the 2nd edition in any case. And the preliminary started this early this year. We tried to conduct the final today in preparation for the zonal competition.
In her reaction, the Commissioner for Basic Education, Professor Kate Omenuga, represented by Education Officer in the Ministry, Mr. Samuel Obi, said the program was in line with the success story of the Anambra State education sector under the administration of Governor Obiano, and expressed confidence that the state representatives would excel in the zonal and national competitions. The chairman of the Post-Primary School Service Commission, Lady Joy Olasi, represented by the Director and State Coordinator, Guidance and Counseling Service, Mrs. Ukeria Elika, and chairman of Anambra State Universal Basic Education Board, Chief Nzemeka Olisa, represented by the Director of Academic Services, Lady Edith Erike, said it is important to instill safety knowledge in children early in life so that they will help to propagate the ideas and contribute towards reducing road crashes. In Oka, Paul Ezeoke, ABS News.
As part of their quest to create an atmosphere of peace, justice and fairness in the society, the Justice Development and Peace Commission, JDPC Onitsha Archdiocese, has embarked on a sensitization program in Odepe and Atani Holding Centers for flood-affected communities. The workshop, which was aimed at equipping and fortifying the displaced persons with the best idea, practices and knowledge to enable them accommodate, especially the children, disabled and women amongst them, has over 1,000 affected persons in attendance. Valentine Madura completes the story.
The participants, the keynote speaker, Mr. Vitus Orebunam, who is also the JDPC Onitsha Regional Chairman, decried the acts of abuse and neglect by some male folks against the female gender and called on those involved in such acts to make amends as everyone is equal before God. Mr. Orebunam commended the flood-affected persons in the camp as well as the camp officials for their good conduct, urging them to remain steadfast in God, as according to him, better days are yet to come.
Ebenatara mmegbu a na-emegbu nwaanyị ajadu, mmegbu a na-emegbu ụmụaka ọdabara.
On his part, the JDPC program manager, Sir Frank Orangoba, noted that the idea was to give the children, women, and disabled a sense of belonging. He called on them to see themselves as one family, having lived together for some months, while reassuring them of continuous support to enable them get back on their feet. Expressing appreciation, one of the camp officials, Mr. Enebeli Idowu, who is also the youth leader of Odepe community, commended the efforts and approaches by the JDPC to ensure that the displaced persons have a better life. He called on the people in the holding centers to make judicious use of the money received from the JDPC by reinvesting in agriculture to enable them reintegrate in the society and live their normal lives. Some of the displaced persons, including Mrs. Rose Olisa from Atani and Chinenye Chukuma, appreciated JDPC for their support and encouragement and prayed for more blessings from God. From Atani Holding Center in Obaro Local Government Area, Valentine Mbadora reporting for ABS News.
Radio Nigeria Purity 102.5 FM Oka has marked its 13th year anniversary with a call on government and wealthy individuals to always partner media organizations for optimal performance. The event, which took place at Emir's House Complex in Oka, commenced with a public lecture on the role of the media in promoting probity, fairness and transparency during elections. Emmanuel Okonkwo has details.
The ceremony attracted media practitioners, captains of industry, government functionaries, as it exposed journalists on how best to cover election-related events. In an opening remark, the Zonal Director of the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, Enugu National Station, Mr. Ken Okere, called on media organizations to always prioritize the welfare of their workers for enhanced performance.
We'll give a training for all our content team on the guidelines of political coverage, because President has very strong guidelines emanating from the NBC rules and the Nigerian Constitution and interpreting worldwide law standards.
Earlier in a lecture on the theme of the event, the Dean, Faculty of Social Sciences in Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka, Professor Stella Okunna, charged journalists to always abide by the ethics of the profession and to support democracy to ensure its growth in the right direction. Professor Okunna called on the government to give journalists free hand to operate and to provide them with security, as according to her, the profession is a risky one.
Press must do everything to support democracy and elections growing in the right direction. And that's ethics. I should report with accuracy, with fairness, with probity, with transparency, and do things that will make democracy.
In a speech, the General Manager of the Radio Nigeria Purity FM, Oka, Mr. Gregory Odiakosa, maintained that the station, established in 2005, is committed to rendering quality service to the people, soliciting government support to help them serve the Anambra better.
While the government can discard rich, vibrant, conventional and traditional news programs content in Igbo, English, and Pidgin.
In their various remarks, the chairman on the occasion, Prince Nicholas Okachukwu, represented by the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Anambra State Signage and Advertisement Agency, Chief Jude Emecheta, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Anambra Broadcasting Service, Mr. Uchenwora, congratulated the station on its 13th year anniversary and encouraged the management and staff to always work collectively for efficiency. The event also featured award presentations and cutting of the anniversary cake. In Oka, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo, reporting for ABS News.
Troops foiled a suicide bomb attack in Adamawa State. Details of seize comes after this timeout. Please join us again.
Enroll now. ABS Film Academy welcomes you to January 2019 session. Admission registration starts on Monday, the 15th of October 2018 and closes on the 5th of January 2019. Be a part of the 2 months intensive hands-on training in filmmaking and broadcast journalism. Work with professionals in acting, directing, cinematography, video editing, animation, graphic design, photography, film producing, broadcast journalism, script writing, and entrepreneurial study. At the end of 2 months, you produce series of short films with your colleagues as your final project. Registration is ongoing at Anambra Broadcasting Service, Aroma Junction, Oka, Anambra State. Registration fee is 1,000 naira and course fee is 30,000 naira. For inquiries, call Pascal on 0703 531 4457 or Pink Lady on 0708 486 5161 or visit www.absradiotv.com. ABS Film Academy. Theory meets practice.
Welcome back to the news. A troop of 143 battalion deployed at a checkpoint in Gulak, Adamawa State successfully foiled a suicide bomb attack at Gulak, Adamawa State. The Army on its Facebook page said troops neutralized a girl with person-borne improvised explosive device who tried to infiltrate Dar village to detonate her explosive vest. The gallant troops, in conjunction with hunters and vigilantes, immediately cordoned off the incident area and subsequently conducted perimeter patrol around the community to ensure the area is cleared and to also exploit the area for BHT activities. In another development, the Army said troops of 707 Special Forces Brigade Makurdi operating along Castina al-Zakibiam general areas engaged some militias on a shootout. One militia member was neutralized, with others fled with gunshot wounds. Items recovered include locally made weapons and ammunition. Meanwhile, Boko Haram jihadists have killed 4 farmers near Meduguri in the latest bloodshed in the restive region, witnesses and a local militia leader said. Dozens of fighters believed to be loyal to Boko Haram factional leader Abubakar Shekau attacked a group of farmers working in their field near Jidari Polo. Farmers who survived the attack said. They said the Islamists hacked their victims to death and left another farmer with severe injuries. A civilian militia leader in the city, Babakura Kolo, confirmed the killings. Omara, 75, were spared by the militants with a message to Nigerian troops stationed in Jidera Polo that they should brace for an impending attack from the jihadists. Boko Haram has stepped up attacks on farmers and lodges in recent years, accusing them of passing information about the group to the military. Last week, the jihadists killed 9 farmers and abducted 12 others in an attack on Mamanti village near Meduguri. Now business news. The declining of global oil price in the last 1 week may shatter federal government's economic projections for 2019, as well as impact adversely on its medium-term expenditure framework, MTEF, if the trend is not reversed soon. Data from the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, shows the prices are still trending down, hitting a new low of $59.96 per barrel. The new price is now below federal government's budgeted benchmark of $60 for 2019 budget. Consequently, the budget already sent to the National Assembly is now facing a review even before it is considered and debated. The first casualty is expected to be the nation's excess crude account, which the National Economic Council said stood at over $2.09 billion as at October 16, 2018. Consequently, capital expenditure, which formed the major thrust of the 2019 budget, and the MTEF, as well as the economic reform and the growth plan, ERGP, of the present federal government may suffer downward review. And from the entertainment industry, Anambra Broadcasting Service will receive an award for media excellence on the 9th of next month. The award will be presented by the organization Igbo Oma, a socio-cultural non-partisan independent body that promotes Igbo identity. Correspondent Daniel Ezigwe now reports.
While giving further details of the award, which will take place at the Ojukwu Center, Owerri, Imo State, the leader of the group and primate of the Wisdom of Thirst and Deeper Senses of Life Ministries International, Bishop George Njoko, said that Anambra Broadcasting Service beat other broadcast outfits in the Southeast through its deeply rooted emphasis on the Igbo philosophy. Bishop Njoku maintained that the ABS stood gallantly in the limelight of media dominance across the geopolitical zone through its people-oriented programs that reflect both professionalism and strong cultural attachment. The prelate, who just concluded a 3-day prayer crusade in Hoka, said that the spread of the gospel of Jesus Christ had become increasingly demanding and could only be achieved through robust evangelism. He urged Christians to always preach the gospel of truth and peace. On the 2019 general elections, Bishop Njoku urged the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to discharge its duties in the interest of peace, truth, fairness, and equity.
You cannot achieve anything from violence. Let there be peaceful election. But before you can attain peace, you must do those things that are necessary.
In Oka, Daniel Ezigwe, reporting for ABS News.
And from our international desk, Russian President Vladimir Putin has warned Ukraine against any reckless acts after Kiev declared martial law in response to Moscow's seizure of 3 of its naval vessels. The Ukrainian parliament late on Monday voted in favor of President Petro Poroshenko's request for the introduction of martial law in parts of the country for days. The decision came as Ukraine and Russia faced their most dangerous crisis in years after Russian forces fired on, boarded and captured Kiev's ships on Sunday off the coast of Crimea. The incident is the first major confrontation at sea in the long-running conflict pitting Ukraine against Moscow and Russia-backed separatists in the country's east. It has raised fear of a wider escalation in a conflict that has killed more than 10,000 people since 2014 and prompted international call for restraint and offers of mediation. Putin said Kiev's action were clearly taken in view of the election campaign in Ukraine. He said he hoped Berlin could intervene with Ukrainian authorities to dissuade them from further reckless acts. Sunday's incident has been playing out on Russian and Ukrainian television screens with dramatic footage of Russian ships chasing down a Ukrainian tugboat that was trying to pass through the Kerch Strait from the Black Sea into the Sea of Azov. Ukraine has accused Russia border patrol vessel of ramming the tugboat, which was accompanied by 2 small warships, and of firing on the Ukrainian vessel. Russia's FSB security service, which oversees borders forces, confirmed the weapons had been fired and the vessels seized, but accused the Ukrainian ships of crossing illegally into Russian waters and of ignoring warnings. Tensions have been building for months over the Kerch Strait, especially after Russia built a new bridge across the waterway that gave it a land connection to Crimea, annexed by Moscow in 2014. And now sports. If there is one thing that Super Eagles coach Kenneth Rowe regrets while taking stock of his Super Eagles job as far, it is sickness that knocked former #1 goalie Karl Ikeme off the national team. Speaking on tonight's football, the German tactician, who had already pocketed a ticket to the 2019 Nation Cup in Cameroon with a match against Seychelles to spare, described the experience as quite painful and heartbreaking. The former Niger and Burkina Faso coach, apparently reflecting on all that has transpired both off and on the pitch since his arrival to the country, joined the football house and other stakeholders to learn to the principle of working hand in hand, as that is the best way of achieving set goals. He warned against allowing politics overshadow efforts aimed at taking the nation's football to a greater height. It will be recalled that former Wolverhampton Wanderers goalkeeper Karl Ikeme contributed in no small measure to Nigeria's qualification for the last World Cup in Russia, putting up impressive performance in the qualifiers leading to the World Cup. Unfortunately, the 32-year-old was diagnosed with acute leukemia just before the start of the World Cup, forcing him out of both national and club assignments. Wolverhampton new goalkeeper Rui Patricio left the #1 jersey vacant in Ikeme's honor, choosing the 11 instead. That's it on the news, but before we go, a quick reminder that you can follow news and programs from any part of the world by logging onto our website, www.absradiotv.com. You can also like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/ABS Radio Television and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. The main points once again. Governor Obiano has reassured a conducive business environment to accelerate industrial development. The governor was speaking during a tour of Innocent Vehicle Manufacturing Company, Newi, accompanied by members of the National Defense College, Abuja. FRSC is to intensify road safety education in schools. Troops have fought a suicide bomb attack in Adamawa State, and on the foreign scene, Russia has won Ukraine over declaration of martial law. That's the size of our package tonight. Many thanks for watching. My name is Chidinma Oranwa. Have a wonderful night rest.